2 days of headbanging, mosh pitting, merchandise selling, beer swigging.
We're talking the Big Island Metal Bash coming up October 11th and 12th.
This is Graham from Mosh Play Live.
And I'm Veronica. Thank you for playing along.
Join the Cult of Grub at moshplaylive.com.
Our guest today will be coming to the Big Island Saturday, October 11th. On the heels of their latest album, can't remember it, Megalith of Madness.
Ooh, Megalith Madness. I love that name.
I like it. The artwork's pretty cool too. So
Nice.
Megalith of Madness. Please welcome Ivan Wilson, lyricist, guitar player, Shrine of Skulls. Can you tell us a little bit about the writing process and put together your the debut album, correct?
Sure. Yes, it is. Yeah, it's our first album. The roots of the album kind of go back a few years. The impetus was in my previous band that kind of fell apart in the middle of writing our new album. I'd actually already commissioned the artwork from Dan Seagrave and for the cover art, and then everything kind of fell apart. So I kind of had a few songs and a few chunks of songs, and most of the lyric themes and stuff I had already written myself. So I just kind of took that as the jumping off point and kind of spent maybe a year and a half kind of by myself, just kind of in my room, kind of tooling up the songs. I got my first recording program that I'd ever gotten. And so I just kind of, had kind of a dark time in my life or whatever. And, it's one of those times again where music does what it does best. And it's a home, it's a place to go. It's a place to build yourself back up. And it's a place to, release all of that negative energy and all of those things. And so that's kind of where that new album came from. And then I just want to say end of 21, beginning of 22, I think is when I ran into Bronson and we started working. We'd had another guitar player before that. Didn't work out. So it just ended up basically at one point just being me and Bronson kind of honing the album, tightening the album up, tightening up all the lyrics and everything. And, I kind of wrote the main structures, the music, the melodies, and a majority of the lyrics, most of the lyrics, but Bronson kind of really stepped in and helped me elevate everything, as did all the other musicians that ended up being on the album. And it took us a while. We ended up without a drummer, without a guitar player for a while. In fact, probably 6 months before our recording date in the studio in California, it was just back to me and Bronson again. And so it's definitely been it's definitely been a journey, lots of obstacles. Pretty much anybody who's ever had to write an album, put together an album, record an album, and try to do it properly understands all the hurdles that come along. And we faced pretty much every one of them that you could face, and ended up doing it and pulling it off. And we're very proud of the end result, the final product. We haven't been able to market it like we wanted to or intended to. Everything takes so much money these days, but we're very proud of it, that's for sure. And we're very happy to start representing it live. This will actually be our first show since the release of the album.
I was been jamming it out the past couple nights here at the house, waking the neighbors up pretty early in the morning. I do appreciate the old school looking metal artwork on the cover. I noticed on the album a lot of very intricate guitar work. Now, is that you or
all the rhythms are mine. Some of the more simple lead harmonies are mine, but all of the lead work, the flashy lead work, all the solos are done by Scott Snow, except for two songs. The song Planetary Maceration actually has the guitar players from Skeletal Remains.
I was going to ask you guys had some pretty big. I saw it on your socials. There some big guest spots there for solos and stuff. If I saw that correctly, and you want to tell us about that? That's
sure. I've been kind of friends with the Skeletal Remains guys for a long time. Chris is a really good friend of mine, and when I offered to have him and Mike jump on the album, Chris also did some backing vocals and some secondary vocals on that same track. And then they both, Chris and Mike, kind of split a solos. Chris's solo and then Mike's solo there towards the end of that song. And then on Sacrilegion, I had Kevin from Deicide. He recently just quit Deicide, but again, another good friend of mine. I toured with Deicide a few times with my previous band, and Kevin was a great, has always been a great dude to hang out with. And I jumped at the opportunity. I asked him, "Hey, would you mind putting a lead on this album?" And he said, "No problem." And so
The brotherhood in the metal community has always been cool, and it's great to see different band members come out and help other brothers out there, putting out their albums and stuff, and doing those guest spots, and making making the album that little bit, a little bit more special. So
absolutely. Yeah, it goes to show you the camaraderie there in the metal community, no matter how big, some of these other bands may be. Obviously, death metal's a blue collar kind of music. So I think we all kind of can relate, no matter how big you get. We're all just still passionate about the music, and we're there for the music. Nobody's trying to get rich. So
perform live. Anything stands out? You guys really like to, throw down the hammer and just let loose, and
oh
you
man,
expect that mosh pit to go crazy. And
I'm hoping we're gonna bring the heat, man. We're gonna bring the heat. Like I said, this is our first live outing, and it's something that Bronson and I have been looking forward to and trying to put together since we did the album. And it's just so hard these days to keep a live outfit together. It's so hard to keep a lineup together for any length of time. Probably in any band, but I think particularly for this style of music, whatever the reasons may be. But um, so on the live, Scott and Chasen won't be playing with us live. We're going to have Matt Miller and Jordan Kelso are going to be joining us. Matt's a shredder guitar player. You can look him up online. He has him and Jordan have an album coming out from Matt Miller's solo project in the next week or two, I believe. So definitely we're checking those guys out. And then on drums will be Tim Cawley. He's actually going to be out there. He's from Portland. All these guys are from the Portland area. And Tim's actually going to be out there playing with a couple other bands. Actually, speaking of the member difficulties finding members, you get stand-up guys like Tim. He's like, sure, I'll play in 3 bands in 2 nights. So yeah, sometimes that's what it takes, man. That's what it takes.
especially coming out here, we gotta kind of do. Something goes wrong, something changes. We got to do everything on the fly. We're 2 weeks from everything out here, so it's not a bad thing, but it can put you in a position sometimes if something goes wrong.
I was just kind of curious where the Shrine of Skulls name came from.
So when my previous band broke up, and I had kind of these little bit of music and lyrics and stuff, and I kind of had a few different album titles, and I was going through lyrics for a song on the album called "Flayed by Flames." And it just had a sentence in there, a line in there that said, "Your skull will adorn my shrine." And I'm really into skulls. I have been since I was a kid. I've always collected them. I don't know if you can kind of see in the back the little skull thing there. I have them all over my room actually. And so when that just kind of clicked for me, and I was like, actually, that's a perfect name for me and for this band. Yeah.
And what can the fans be expecting to see when Shrine of Skulls takes the stage?
To mosh your ass off and join us in the energy. It's really, to me, and Bronson as well, it's really about that energy exchange. It's not about us getting up there putting on a show. It's about everybody getting together and elevating the energy in the room, and everybody just having a blast. And hopefully we're going to bring the music that'll get that done. That's what we're going to try to do. But yeah, we're going to bring the heat. We've been practicing for a long time. Actually, I'm going to be going out to Portland here in a couple of weeks to rehearse with those guys. We're going to be going out right around the beginning of October to give us another week to practice, so that we're really going to have this thing tightened up, and we're going to be able to deliver a proper show.
You're coming to an amazing place to have this. We have a great music community. It's a beautiful location. Do you have anything that's on your bucket list that you want to see while you're here?
I got a few things, but I'm just going to play it by ear. I did go out last year. We had a guitar player drop out on us about 2 months before the show, so I already have my plane ticket. So I went out anyway and just kind of helped out and hung out more than helped out, honestly. But had a great time. Like I said, Damien's a friend of mine. We go way back. He's a solid dude, and it's awesome to see what he's doing out in Hawaii.
Mhm.
It's great. A lot of metal bands don't have the opportunity, have never had the opportunity, even bigger bands, as you guys know, just haven't had the opportunity to play out there. So I think it's amazing what he's doing, and I hope that it can take off and there can be a legit following enough where he can keep it going.
Mhm.
I'd like to thank you for making the journey back out here and helping grow the metal scene out here. Damien mentioned there doing great work out here. So
Absolutely.
we're excited to be working alongside with them and kind of helping out as we can. And we look forward to meeting you in person, talking to you when you get over here. Socials. How can fans reach out to you? Get music, all that good.
We're on all of the streaming platforms. We honestly don't have enough of an online presence as I would like. I'm kind of a caveman when it comes to that shit. And Bronson's not as well adapted to it either. We're both just not very social media guys. We are on there. We are going to start promoting this show leading up to it. We have a YouTube. We're on all the streaming. We have a Facebook. We have an Instagram. We have a .com, shrineofskulls.com, where you can get our merch.
Any new music coming out? I'm curious. Anything
Yeah,
new?
actually, we have the music. What we're going to do is we're going to do an EP, and then we're going to do another full-length album. We're kind of working on both of them at the same time. The EP, the music is done on the EP. It's going to be a themed EP about war, and it's going to have four complete tracks and an acoustic track as we have it now. The music's all done. The lyrics are getting there, and we're just working on demos on that, and then working up the songs for the full length at the same time. So we're kind of talking with Matt and Miller, who's going to be playing with us live here. And so hopefully after the show, we can continue getting the demos for the next album done. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get it released next year.
With Veronica, this is Graham. Ivan, it's been a great talking to you. Like I said, we look forward to seeing you here very, very, very soon. And
Awesome.
We'll see you in the pit.
Awesome. Thanks for having me. See you guys in Hawaii.
Amen. Thank you.
You bet.
We are Cult of Grom on moshplaylive.com. Peace, love, and mosh pits.